the Innovation Campus, with its focus on food, fuel, and water, the importance that it'll have for the entire state of Nebraska and our economy. Mayor Beitler, thank you for your support of this project and for being here today and being a part of the 2015 initiative, a number of exciting projects for the city of Lincoln, and this is going to be one of them. Now, early in the legislative session, the Chancellor and the Governor and I announced in the rotunda with Zach Wiegert and other representatives of the Woodbury Corporation that they were going to sign a contract with us to be our partner in this project and put a significant early investment into this, into building infrastructure for the entire Innovation Campus. And they continue to be an effective and enthusiastic partner today, and you'll hear a little bit more about how important that is to the realization of this project later. It was an important message then to help capture the imagination, I think, of the people of Nebraska and the legislature, and it's more important today. This offers great opportunities for our economy and for our students who want to stay in Nebraska and work in jobs that they've prepared for at the university and at other institutions across the state.
It was about a year and 4 months ago that this property became part of the University of Nebraska. I was excited about the concept. I was confident that it could take place, but I can tell you that on that December day when Chris Jackson came in my office and said, "We now have it," I said, "Now what do we do with it?" I was right early on in saying there was no infrastructure here, and there isn't, and that's a pretty big bill. I looked around and I didn't see buildings that would be very attractive for private sector companies to move them to the property. And fortunately, we have gotten a private partner that has resolved some of these issues, and thanks to JB's leadership and the governor and the legislature, we're going to solve another one of the problems. Today, we're very happy to announce the following. When we contracted with the Woodbury Corporation with respect to the development here, we said in February that if the state gave us the $25 million, we would take $10 million and do the far side of the 4-H building. And Woodbury had agreed to do the east side. We're happy to announce today that Woodbury not only will do that, but they will build an additional building to the north connected to 4-H that will in fact double the size of this structure. So we will have that as an opportunity to attract private sector companies to the property. In addition, because the governor and the legislature gave us $25 million, we said we would take the $15 million that's left and we would go out and match it with private philanthropy. We're not at this point prepared to announce that we have a donor, but we're confident that we will. But as part of the announcement today, I'm pleased to say that once we achieve that, so that we will have a $30 million building that will be the food, fuel, and water life science research facility, Woodbury has agreed to build an equal size building for private sector companies that would relate to that function. So this is an extraordinary So this really says that the $25 million that the state has contributed will result in $80 million or more of construction on Innovation Campus. It is critical because it gets us over the hurdle and gets us started with a critical mass of structures and infrastructure that we can move forward on. And we now have something to go out into the private market and sell to private sector companies. So with that, my gratitude to the legislature, my particular gratitude to the governor who had the courage and the vision to see this as what was needed to get us started and had the courage to get it for us. So I'm pleased to introduce the governor of the state of Nebraska, Dave Heineman.
Chancellor Perlman, thank you very much. You know, I can say this now, but when I called President Milliken, Chancellor Perlman, I think it was shortly after Labor Day last fall. And I said, hey, I wanted to come and see you. And I went to their office and we had a little conversation about Innovation Campus. They probably thought, man, why is he coming to talk to us about Innovation Campus and what the state can do given the challenges that we had. But I just asked him, okay, what if we did have 10 million or 15 or 20 million? I didn't say 25 million, even though in the back of my mind that's what I was shooting for. And we had a very good conversation, and I appreciate what Chancellor Perlman and President Milliken shared with me at that time, that if somehow we could put this together, what an exciting opportunity we would have for the state of Nebraska. And today we're moving forward on that bold opportunity. And so first of all, I want to thank President Milliken and Chancellor Perlman for their outstanding leadership on this very, very important project. And I want to emphasize, and I've mentioned this to Mayor Beitler, this is more than about Lincoln. This is about the University of Nebraska, with the emphasis on Nebraska. This is a statewide effort, particularly when we talk about food, fuel, and water. That's the very essence of our agricultural economy and the opportunity for our young students to participate in a variety of ways. So I want everyone to appreciate, while this will be located here in Lincoln, it's important to the entire state. And what we're trying to do is be a good partner and accelerate the development of Innovation Campus, because it is a critical part of our vision for Nebraska's future, to continue to grow this state, to continue to keep our young people here. It was obviously one of our top priorities in this past legislative session. And I want to say thanks again to the members of the legislature who are here and those who couldn't be here. It was very well received, even though it was challenging times. And we had to cut other programs, which the mayor is very familiar with. But you still got to invest in your future. And that was the one thing that I was determined to do in this legislative session. We were going to continue to invest in our future in two areas that are critical: education and jobs. So I'm very, very pleased to how they're going to use the money in terms of funding for Innovation Campus. Our vision for Nebraska's economic future is for our graduates and our young professionals to have access to high quality, high skill careers, not just jobs, careers with dynamic companies doing business here in Nebraska. We want to grow and attract new technology focused companies. That's what Innovation Campus is all about. And they're going to leverage their financial capacity and their research capacity to move forward. We have 12 industries in this state that are very well positioned for additional growth. I just want to mention 5 that literally have a direct connection to Innovation Campus: research and development, food processing, renewable energy, biosciences, and the health sciences. So we really do have an incredible opportunity to move this forward. We appreciate what Zach is doing and his company and the support that you see here today that's been evident from day one, from the business community, from the agriculture community, all across the state. We're just very, very pleased with the support we're receiving. This is clearly one of the most ambitious and most significant projects that we've ever taken on as a state and the university. But the opportunity that it presents is quite extraordinary, and we intend to move forward in a way that will benefit the entire state. Now, the one thing that I know JB and Chancellor Perlman are looking forward to today is I do have this check for $25 million. And, you know, I'm dressed the way I'm in. Not that you think I'm going to say anything about football, although I never pass up that opportunity, but I've got to go visit flooding when I'm immediately done here. So I thought it was appropriate. I dressed down, dressed as if we're getting ready to go play Wisconsin or Ohio State to show them how to play football in the Big Ten. But this check is really about Innovation Campus and our commitment to the future of this great state. So I'd like to ask the president of the university, he loves it when I do this, and the chancellor, come forward, and I'm going to give him this check. One of you on both sides of me here. This is it, man. Yep. I'm giving it to you and him.
He's the boss. Thank you, Governor.
Congratulations.
Are there any bankers here?
I want to start out by thanking the governor and the legislature. You know, we started this process out a long time ago with our interest in Innovation Campus. We've done a lot of research buildings, and mostly in Utah, and we can see what they bring to communities. So, we started out our process with our first meeting telling the chancellor, I know you're asking for a consultant, but we're not consultants, but we're developers. We want to make sure it gets done right. And that was the first conversation we had. So I'm very happy that the chancellor and the NICDC board and those involved have put the faith in us to let us move forward with this. These funds from the state of Nebraska is really going to get things kicked off in a bigger way than we had planned. We had always planned on there needed to be a companion building with the 4-H building in order to make it functional and to make the use of space work. So that was kind of always in our plan. We kind of unveiled these things as we've moved along, but we're really excited about the starting point where we're at. And actually the 4-H is a very functional building, and will make for a nice lab space. So we're excited about that. I'd like to thank Mayor Beitler. So you see the building, you see the pretty pictures, but it's a lot more than that. It's about the new technologies and the jobs that will be created inside these buildings we build. So that's the real investment here. It's not the bricks and mortar. It's those things, and that's why you got to give all the credit to those people making those things happen, because the buildings are just a necessary evil of the project moving forward. You got to have somewhere to have these things take place. So. Appreciate everyone coming out today, and we at Woodbury are excited to get started and ready to roll our sleeves up and do some work. I was also told there's a couple renderings that we had put together that are available if you want to go inside the 4-H building and kind of look around.
We've had conversations with a number of companies that haven't said no, but we haven't had much to give them in terms of time frames and anything to have the conversation that would lead them to say yes at this point.